Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Justice for Comics. It's time to review the CBSI Hot 10 list. I should have done this last week, but just got too busy with things. So, better late than never. I'll give you my opinion and review of the books that made the list this past week. Um, there seems to be a little bit of a downturn in the comic book market. I've noticed prices are not as strong as they have been. Um, Especially on certain key books. So, yeah, we'll take a look and see what's starting to do well, or it's at least in the last week, which has done well. So let's take a look here. We'll start off with the honorable mentions first. Let's see here, the bottom of the page. All right, we got All Great Comics number 13. Cool cover. Sees a 9.0 CGC 9.0 Promise Collection sold for $3,900. So the guy's cape is the size of a roof tarp. Where are the horse's front legs? Stop staring, bro. Her eyes are way over on the side of the book. Oh boy. Yellow and red. There's a nice color combination there. It's definitely art from that era in the 1940s. Any of these books from the 40s and 50s in high grade are going to go for pretty decent money. I don't think there's any first appearance or any key thing with this book other than it's just from that 1940s era. So a lot of those comic books and a 9.0, yeah, that's pretty high grade. Promise collection, yeah, that's what you call a marquee collection. I think the person that had those books were never touched. They were in an attic, and I can't remember the circumstance. There was a unique circumstance as to why that whole collection was in high grade. Oh, I think I know why it's called the Promise Collection. The gentleman that collected the comic books passed. I guess he was in war, World War II, and he made a pro. I guess some one of his fellow officers made a promise that he would take care of his comic book collection when he came back from the war. And I guess the original guy died. I think that's why it's called the Promise Collection. I think that's the story on it, but I could be wrong on that. The other one here is Timeless number 1, third print. I think I have the first print only, that B cover. 10 to $15. Doesn't have Miss Minutes on the cover, of course. Ben says must be because of the cover appearance of Storm as Black Panther. Does anyone really think that will be a thing? Probably not, but someone wants to speculate for 10 to $15. I don't blame them. All right, number 10 on the list is Spider-Verse number 2, $25 to $30 book. I guess this is the first Spider-Punk cover. It says, in any case, someone believes it is, and people are now paying good money to get this book. Yeah, I think I have that book in my collection. I'll have to take a look. I did collect some of those Spider-Verse issues. I believe I collected that whole run. I think it was a 5-issue run. I'll have to take a look, but yeah, Spider-Punk is getting his own series. There's a really, really cool 1 in 25 incentive cover. No, I'm sorry, it's a 1 in 50 cover actually by Ozakaya. I can't pronounce the name. Some Asian guy. It's a really cool cover, yellow cover. So there's some interest in that character right now. Number 9 is God of War number 1. Yeah, it's a cool looking cover. People that are familiar with the game are probably all over this book. 9.6 just sold for $275. Raw will cost you $110 now. Wow. Amazon Prime. announced a show for this. It's been rumored for over a year, but was never confirmed. Ben says this could be a cool show, although I am going to reserve judgment until after The Last of Us comes out. Anyways, this is a large fan base built into the video game side, and corresponding comics have been sought after for a while. Yeah, cool cover, cool video game. I can see why the book's hot. Um, that would be a really cool find in the wild if you could find that at an LCS. That might be a tough one to find though. Probably a low print run if I had to guess. Number 8 is Han Solo and Chewbacca #1, the Adam Hughes 1 in 50 variant. Selling for about $80. Yeah, I could have bought this. I passed on it. The cover is not all that great. First of all, Adam Hughes is really only good at drawing women. I don't know. This book wouldn't be appealing to me at all, but someone out there likes it. Number 7 is Captain Carter #1, the animation 1 in 25 variant. I've talked about this book. I've posted a couple copies on Instagram. I have 4 copies of this book, so I went a little heavy on it. I got them all for around $20 though, so I feel good about that. It's selling for 3 times that now. Yeah, it's a cool cover. It's a retro feel. Yeah, there's no first appearance in this book or anything like that, but yeah, it's one of those covers that people are drawn to and want to collect. So yeah, I could see that continuing to do fairly well. Number 6 is Irredeemable #1, doubling in price again. I think this was on last week's list. Now a $60 to $70 book. Mark Wade. I don't care for Mark Wade, but yeah, whatever. Someone wants that. Number 5 is Darth Vader #6. Now this is a book I thought I had in my collection. I don't. I think I have the first 5 issues, and then I stopped collecting that series, which was stupid. Yeah, the Grand Inquisitor. He looks pretty cool in the trailer for Obi-Wan. Not a first appearance though. First appearance is Kanan at number 12. That's probably the one. I agree with Ben on that. That's probably the one to look for. But he is featured in this book. $100 seems outrageous to pay for that. Yeah, I would put the money towards Kanan #12 myself, but you never know. That could be a book you could still find out in the wild at a back issue bin. Remember, for a while there, the Star Wars books were not very well loved. Even the Darth Vader series, which has been definitely the better of the series, for a while there, no one was buying those books. So, um, yeah, may want to look for that one. You could find that. Number 4, Star Wars High Republic Adventures #2, the 1 in 10 variant. Pretty rare book. Yeah, it was a $20 book. Now $100. First full cameo for Marchion Ro. Star Wars is making it an impossible task for anyone to follow. That being said, the series continues to be on fire top to bottom. Yeah, that's just one of those covers. I don't really collect high adventures. I did pick up the annual last year based on some speculation, but yeah, if you got that one, pat yourself on the back. That's doing pretty well. Number 3 on the list is Spectacular Spider-Man #116. I don't know what's the first appearance of this. Says Ben says this just reminds me of Steppenwolf spec. $300 for a 9.8, 9.6 sold for $150, and a $50 raw copy. I guess I have to look this up real quick. Is there a first appearance in this? Getting so spectacular. Let me look it up real quick. Number 116. Oh, first full Foreigner. The band? The first full appearance of the band Foreigner? Oh my God. I guess rumored to be in the new Craven movie. Looks like on eBay, you can pick it up for about $30. Maybe high grade a little bit more. Um, yeah, that one should be real easy to find at a back issue bin. A lot of those Spectacular Spider-Man books are in dollar bins, so you may want to take a look. I don't know. If I had that, I might flip it. I don't think that I kind of agree. That's a very obscure first appearance. Yeah, I'd be willing to sell that book if I had it. All right, moving on. Number two on the list is Batman number six, 450 for a 9.8, $80 raw. This book came out years ago, 2012. Believe it or not, that is 10 years ago. Unbelievable. I collected the whole series. That was a great run by Scott Snyder. Probably the last time I read a good written book by Snyder. I don't care. I mean, the Death Metal series was not too bad. I enjoyed some of that. Um, but overall, Snyder is not near the writer he used to be. I'm not the only one that shares that opinion. There's a lot of people that do. Um, I think his run on Black Mirror with Detective was great. I think his Batman run was really really good. But I've not liked anything he's done lately. Um, just my opinion. But it's a cool cover, and yeah, I'm glad to see this book moving a little bit. I do have a couple copies. I think there's a second print of this as well. I think I have the first and second print. Um, it's actually number four. I think is the first full or first appearance of the Court of Owls. So maybe this is the first full and origin of the Court of Owls. Maybe it's probably the origin story. Um, yeah, it's cool. So issue four. Make sure you also look for that. That's a good one to get. A Court of Owls will definitely be in a Batman movie at some point. I don't know if that's going to be the next one or the Batman movie recently did well enough that I think you're going to see Pattinson reprise the role at least two more times. So I think you'll see three movies come out with him in it, and then that'll be it. So one of them definitely could involve the Court of Owls. So there's definitely some room for this spec to grow. So yeah, put that on your to-do list um, as you're looking for books. That's one to make sure you keep in mind. All right, number one on the list is JLA Avengers Hero Initiative trade paperback, limited to only 7,000. I guess this was originally a $30 buy-in. I guess it was supposed to go to charity. Now it's reselling for $150 to $175. It says now some people are upset that this is selling for way more on the aftermarket than the buy-in when this was made for charity purposes only. That makes no sense. The charity set the buy-in price and sold out. They got the money they were looking for. If there was no aftermarket for these types of things, maybe they wouldn't sell out to start with. That's right. Good point, Ben. Ben, you are on point this week. I tell you, sometimes you're really off, but this week you're doing pretty good. I totally agree with that assessment. I don't know who's complaining about this. Probably some left-wing wacko liberal who needs to have his head examined. There's no reason to be pissed off that this is selling in the aftermarket. It sold out. If you wanted to buy a copy for $30, you should have bought one. If you didn't get it, too bad. Someone else did. And now if you want to own it, it's going to cost you more money. That's capitalism. It's called supply and demand. And thank God we live in a capitalistic society. If you don't want to live under capitalism, go move to Russia or Ukraine or any of those other places, those hellholes in the world. I'll stay here, thank you. Even though it seems like we're also having problems here, but it's way better than being over there, I'll tell you that much. So that is your Hot 10 list, guys. So I have number 2 on the list. Batman number 6, I have that one. I have number 7, which is the Captain Carter number 1 animation variant, and I think I've got number 10, the Spider-Verse number 2. So 3 out of 10, 30%, not too bad. Usually I'm happier if I'm at 5 out of 10. If I'm batting 50%, I'm pretty happy, but 30% is not too bad. So 3 out of the 10 I do own. The others I do not. But not a bad list this week. I can see why some of these books are hot. Some of them I don't agree with, but um, yeah, there you go. So, what else could we talk about? I have a little bit of time here. It's early morning. I see some of you in the chat already. Infamous is up early like me. Henry, good to see you, Henry. Aggressively relaxing. Um, yeah, Snyder. Snyder's he's got some his older stuff is better. I don't like a lot of his new stuff. That Noctera series is not too bad. It's decent. But I've not been the biggest fan of him of late. But what are you gonna do? Um, yeah, I did get a couple books in the mail this week. I will show that off on my Thursday show. A couple cool ones. A little bit of speculation I'll talk about. Um, lately, a lot of it's been Marvel. There's a couple independent stuff that's decent, but I've noticed a lot of it is Marvel speculation, not so much DC. You'd think the Batman movie would drive a lot of sales to DC comic books. I don't know. Maybe that's happening right now, and that will be reflected soon. Um, but I haven't seen the evidence of it yet. So we'll have to see how that pans out. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I know most of you are going to watch this in replay. I will have a video out tomorrow afternoon highlighting new comic books that are coming out the following Wednesday. So make sure you check that out. And then I will have a Thursday live stream. I'll see if I can get an artist to join us. I'll send out a couple Instagram messages and see if I can get somebody to join us for that show. I'll let you know about that. All right, guys. Hope you have a great Tuesday. I'll see you soon.